Welcome after the break. I'm talking to Aman here. I'm sure you know by now. Actually, as well as talking to Aman here, you know, I found this little book, which I'm going to give you a thought for the day out of this, because I think it's brilliant. My dad brought it home for me from the Gurdwara. Well, he brought it for everybody in the family, actually. It's really nice. It's called The Little Book of Spiritual Wisdom. And it's by Jatinder Singh. So I haven't asked Jatinder's permission, but I'm sure he won't mind me just, you know, some positive thoughts in there. I mean, you know, how important is positivity in your work, or in generally in your life?
You have to be positive,
Yeah.
especially our ਕੰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, because you know you get lots of downs. You know, I remember starting up. You know, nobody ਕੋਈ tape ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ saying, oh no, we can't do this, and you spent a lot of money doing it. You know, getting it ready. So you have to keep. Again, motivation ਨਾਲੇ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਵੀ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਨਾਲ ਜੇ ਛੱਡ ਦੇਵੇ ਬੰਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ obviously you're not going to get anywhere, but you have to be really positive.
The positive thought, positive thinking, I think is so important as well. We're watching Ingrez Ali's video in the back. That shot, where's that shot?
Vancouver.
Vancouver, okay, Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, but the mostly coffee nice on there.
It's good,
well.
man. It's
I can definitely see the move from Genie to Movie Box. So obviously, you know, they got the money out. Aman, I'm not going to let you get away with it. You've made your debut, singing debut, following in the footsteps of your Ustad Ji. Tell us a little bit. When did you make the decision, or did you always wanted to be a singer? Or
basically, the song that I did, I'd actually made a guide for somebody to sing.
Okay.
ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਗਾਣਾ ਤਿਆਰ ਕੀਤਾ and I just did the guide. ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਦੋਸਤ ਨੂੰ ਸੁਣਾਇਆ ਤਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਠੀਕ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਗਾਣਾ ਵੀ ਗਾਇਆ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਕਰਤਾ
ਅੱਛਾ ਅੱਛਾ
ਤਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਗਾਈ ਦੇ ਹੁਣ you know ਤੇਰੀ ਟੇਪ ਹੈ ਨਾਲੇ you know you might as well you know give it a go you know ਨਾਲੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਮਾੜਾ ਮੋਟਾ ਸਮਝ ਤੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ understanding. So I go, all right, and you know, then obviously, then I got into it, obviously, and then apne Apache, now we got
Apache, you know, hardcore,
and hardcore as well. Who hardcore is doing so well now in Bombay and stuff, you know, and you know, obviously it gelled together, and the track came up pretty well. And for me, I was amazed because in India it did really well, and you know, obviously it's getting a lot of phone calls and matlab wo theri company we ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਗਾਣਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਰਹਿ ਗਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਚਲੋ.
Another Midas touch, another one. Aman's done something in it, and it's so could we possibly see in the future Aman Hair album, like you know, obviously Shindabaji is doing so well, his albums?
I'm not sure at the moment.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of other work. I'm doing a lot of other work. You know, matlab time ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਣਾ if I'm going to do it. You know, because otherwise this can't be just you know ਕਰਕੇ ਕੱਟੇ you know ਤੇ ਕਰ ਲਓ. It's got to be something, because again, if it's a full album with me singing on it. It's ਸੋਚ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ
you can't rely on the auto tune.
you can't you know ਜੇ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਸ ਉਹਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ
we were talking off the camera as well about computers, the use of computers in production work, and not just in England, you know, in Bombay, everywhere as well, where ਜਿਹੜੇ actually ਉਸਤਾਦ ਲੋਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵਜਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ. Tell me a little bit, that was interesting what you were telling me.
When I went to Bombay now, because I do a lot of ਮਤਲਬ violin work or ਮਤਲਬ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ sad ਕਰਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਗੀਤ I do quite a lot over there. So but when I was going there, you know, ਉੱਥੇ musician ਵਿਹਲੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਕੇ ਭਾਜੀ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੰਮ ਦਿਓ. You know, and I was amazed. I couldn't believe it. So you know, it's changed so much.
Is it because everything's sampled now, everything's on the computers?
It is that as well, but I think you know we're moving away. Even Bollywood's moving away from the you know from the orchestras and the huge sound
in a booth and
and if you think about it, the songs that are still here are those songs that have been orchestrally done. You know, the melody's been so amazing on it. You know, there's like I think there's like 10 between 10 and 12 dolki and tabla players playing together. You know, 30 violin orchestra, cello players, you know, it's a huge thing, and these songs, they will never go.
You know, but then they give it life.
They give it so much life. You know, every time you hear it, it sounds brilliant.
Gaun wale nu bhi maza aunda,
I think is amazing. And then when you've just got and you've got just a bass line and a you know little bit of synth and a bit of somebody rapping, God knows what, and then you know somebody just singing. How long do they last if you really look at it?
I mean, what about future projects? Now, obviously, with Movie Box, so is it something that they will give? I mean, how does it work between a producer and a company? Do they give you the work, or do you say, I'm working on this, once I've done it, here you go? I mean, that's nice to know how that relationship works.
Personally, with myself, it works because I've got, obviously, so many artists I'm working with at the moment, you know, from Angrez to Nirmal Paji to KS Makkan, you know, to Dev, to, you know, so many people. Obviously, everything I want to do is I want it to be the best.
Yeah.
So obviously with working with Movie Box as well, you know, we've got this arrangement where we are, you know, obviously everything I do, you know, I want to give it to them, and I want them to, you know, promote it like they're promoting Angrej's tape now. You know, I'm so happy. I'm really happy with it. You know, everybody's seeing it that, you know, it's doing well and stuff, and you know, the response is great. So that's all I just want from every artist. So it's not. And the other thing is, Movie Box have got a lot of artists on their label.
Right.
So you know, if I need this artist, I need this artist. You know, I can.
And I think they're bringing lots of sort of Pakistani artists into the Bhangra kind of side of things as well. So how do you feel about that? Is that something?
That's great, because I'm actually, for my Ground Shaker 3, which I'm going to be getting ready.
Right.
I'm going to that side. I'm trying to use like Bombay singers as well, Sunidhi Chauhan.
Okay.
You know, and a few others. You know, maybe Pakistani singers, just to give it a total different. You know, look, because. You know,
you're not going to go Hindi on us, are you?
No.
This Aman hair I've been promoting is not going to
go. Their vocals, you know, with Punjabi songs and something, you know.
It's got the kind of that sexy touch to it.
They've got
I
that
think
different kind of touch.
Hindi kind of little Punjabi.
And they give that. They, you know, when you go to studio there, they'll look at the song and they'll read it out. Then they'll sing it, you know, and then they'll sing it how they're going to sing it. You know, tanga la ke ite da vadiya lagna aa lagna. You know, sometimes you get singers who'll just give it them and they just, you know, just read it out or sing it out, you know? But because they've got so much confidence, they're singing every day. They'll come in, they'll look at the song, okay, they'll look at the loves, and they'll just, you know, in half
they really give a feel to the song.
And they give so much feel to it. And, you know, when somebody hears voices like that, they think, oh. And when they hear it on a Punjabi album, they think, who's that singer? Who's that? Because it takes, you know, it's still a Punjabi song, but the feel they give it is just a little bit different.
Okay, earlier we were talking about also presenters as well, who are in the mainstream and maybe not pushing our music, as in this Bhangra music, to the forefront. They feel that they have to present a fusion. Rather than doing it for us or doing it for themselves, they seem to be doing it for others. I mean, how do you feel about that scene, that side of the scene?
Sukhi, the way I thought about it is, jira apna Bhangra music hai hi hai, apa mainstream hai. Je tusi Punjab ji janne ha, tusi dekho, you know, kinne sales hunde hai, kinne loki.
Punjab, Bombay, India itself.
All of India, no? If you hit a song like that, say if you do a Punjabi Hindi song, you know, that hits the whole of India. You know, just think if it's a hit, how massive that is. I don't think an English tune would be that big. You know, would sell that many records as it would if it sells in India. Because don't forget India, then you got Singapore, then you got China, you got Malaysia,
Canada, America, they're all
Canada, America. You know, apne bande, you know, Asians sare paase baithe.
But why do presenters and singers and producers still long for that mainstream sort of? It's like almost kind of expectance or acceptance, sorry, my apologies, acceptance ke assi, you know, je hun ke Bhangra penda utthe 100 banda Bhangra paunda to ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਗੋਰਾ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਪਾਉਣ ਲੱਗ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਚਾਹ ਚੜ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਉਹ ਗੋਰਾ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ. And it's like almost being, we're still kind of longing for that acceptance by this industry.
I don't know why, seriously. You know, when ਆਪਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਆਪਣਾ the music's, you know, been that kind of raw because of everything, a background and everything, but sometimes some people's backgrounds are different. You know, they're looking at a different kind of style, and maybe you know, they just want to you know,
you're shying away from now what we were talking about.
They want to be on top of the pops. They want to be on top of the pops.
I think so. I think these people who are sitting in getting loads of money for being Punjabi, for promoting Punjabi, Bhangra music or Asian music, should stick to that and actually not shy away from it and think, oh, we've got to please the mass audiences, right? Jo ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋ ਹੈਗਾ, like you were saying, Punjabi MC went out there, gave it Punjabi lyrics, and you said one person said, oh, I like that, and look what happened.
Smashed it.
What happened to that track? Okay, as well as being in conversation with Aman here, we're going to check out the rest of the charts. Here's from 5 to 1. Oh, Mr. PMC is still smashing at #1, but I'm not too sure. I do like the Tiger Star album as well. And I'm sure Aman's going to say it should be Angrez Ali, who should be at #1 next week. Aman, thank you for grabbing your tolki. Obviously, that's where you started from. And I think most importantly, as well as being production work, and you play lots of other instruments, and I especially requested you to bring your tolki because I think it's a sarge that is kind of the foundations of beat really in a Bhangra group as well. So tell us a little bit about the tolki, people who don't know about it, and just give us a few, how do you play it, how does the beat go?
Okay. Well, this is obviously a tolki, yeah?
Also known as dolak as well, some people say dolak as well.
Yeah. But this is basically the high end, the top end, obviously as you can hear, and then you got the dookie here, the bass, and then when it comes together, it sounds a bit like...
Oh, yeah. Wow. That is powerful, that is. Actually, is it the same as tabla? Whatever you play on the tabla, you can play on the dolaki as well?
Well, no. Tabla is much more harder. Tabla, obviously, tabla is the foundation.
Right.
You know, bol nikal de tabla, which, you know, and from the tabla you can move that to the tolak or the tol, or anything, you know, drum kit, everything.
Yeah. So tabla is actually the foundations of beat, is that?
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to learn it,
it's best start tabla.
Go to the tabla.
Tabla is always the main, you know, and then ode bol jida hun banda tol bhi anda, you know, ode bol tusi tol te bhi alo, you know, tol ki te bhi baj jande. Or भी कोई instrument, you know, मतलब percussion style you can play.
Because I think आजकल सारे ढोल दे पीछे काफी पे But I think it's quite important, like you said, to learn the basics.
Because tabla is harder. जिरी चीज़ हुन औखी लगदी हुन लोकी लाइक नहीं करदे खानो सिद्धी गल
केड़ा मिठा ठाका लाना
है ढोल शिट्टी फड़ लिया ठा ठा कर लिया दो बारी you know चाल आ गई तो कई नु चाल आ गई तो फिर कहंदे भी बस.
Because you see lots of people then say, oh यार तू कित्थों सीखिया, and they go, oh I'm self-taught mate, I'm self-taught, and I think, and then I say चल सुना दा कह रहे दे दो कबोल, you know, and they go, what's that? I mean they're great, I think they play the tol very well, but I think it's so important to
just have a bit of understanding about it,
to learn the dolak as well. You know, in the dolaki as well, what about in the studios, do you play your own percussions?
Yeah, I've always, well basically when I started in production wise, I did a lot of percussion, a lot of session for, you know, a lot of tapes, you know, from old tapes, Sabji Chima's Rangarari that I played and all that. अपने सुखपाल जी दे काफी टेपां दे विच मैं गया. Jesse Sidhu the tapes I can't even remember.
Yeah. So you've done
obviously everything I, you know, do produce myself. I played tolki, tabla, tol, harmonium.
So it's good actually to see that you've gone from here to production work, but you've worked your way up. जिद्दां कहंदे ने बंदे नू promotion मिलदा हुंदा, जेड़ा बंदा सिद्धा उत्थे जाके छाल मारदा भी लै भी मैं इत्थे promotion, don't have the respect for.
And I was very lucky. Everybody I worked with, as in engineers wise, Pete Ware, Tom Lowry, Jim Lansbury, Paul Civil, you know, all these people, they're all so knowledgeable. You know,
I mean,
so many things
out of the Planet Studio, there's been like so many huge hits there. It's almost like, actually, I'm not surprised that Tom and them lot haven't released an album.
Well, they did.
Did they?
Planet Earth, it was called.
Oh, right,
Roma Music Bank.
So they did it.
But amazing, again, you know, Tom as a person, a great person if anyone's ever met him, you know.
The understanding they have.
Brilliant. And the sound from the studio you get is, you know, totally different to any other studio.
Wow, that is absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much, Aman, for coming in. It's been an absolute honour. And you're going to sort of play us out.
तू फिर गाना सुनाया कि फिर मैं ना
यार मैं कितने गाने जोगा जे मैं गाने जोगा हुंदा हुन तेरे एल्बम ते ना हुंदा I should have तुम भी maybe I could have had a bit of a jamming.
Next time.
But just give us some balls and just play us out. Thank you very much. And is there any message for
just, you know, keep watching Brit Asia. बाकी मेहनत करो जो भी काम करना which मतलब, you know, try the hardest you can, that's all you can do, and hopefully Malik कृपा करूँगा, you know, and good luck to everybody.
And be positive.
Definitely.
Think positive. कोई भी ऐसा काम नहीं या कोई भी ऐसी गल नहीं जिसका भी कोई हल नहीं. In the words of the great Debi Makhsoospuri.